right, everyone. So quick update here. We have patch 1.1.4 live now. Now, this was a pretty mediocre patch, and I want to talk a little bit more about that because, well, it's actually worse than what I initially thought. But first, I mean, what I'm realizing is that this game's community, or the people that are actually associating with it in the public, is just completely ruined right now. You can just see it off this post in of itself. I quit this game a month ago. Best decision. Please announce season 2 news. The game is clearly on life support. You need an emergency campfire chat. Not farming the same dungeon. Just a level better time. Better invest that time elsewhere. Dead game. I mean, it's just everywhere. Which, yes, I get it, but I'm also a little bit sick of it. Not because I'm like particularly in love with Diablo 4, but just because like, yeah, we get it, it's not super exciting, we get it. But I do want to talk about this patch and kind of the, I guess you could say, actual effectiveness of this, because if we consider all the bonuses that we get inside the game, we have like the campfire bonus, which we don't normally get, the XP potion bonus, we have the current urn of aggression, we have the bonus XP from world tier 4. And based on what we've seen inside the game, a lot of these things are additive bonuses. So, for example, if you have like a world tier 4 bonus, well, you get the increased XP, 200% increased XP, but all the other bonuses are additive on top of that. I'm going to assume that this one is also additive based on what we've seen as well. Now, if it's not, which I believe it is, let me know in the comment section down below. But even if it's not, 20% increased experience from 8% is really not that much. And if we were to do some math here, let's assume a monster gives you 1,000 XP, right? Pretty standard, just base number here. Well, a lot of the bonuses work off this 1,000 XP. So world tier, for example, world tier 4, which is what most people are going to be doing, it's going to be an extra 2k experience. You get 200% XP on top of that, right? So 200%, I should say. And that's going to end up being, well, 3,000 total experience, right? Cool, great, 3k XP. Well, you also have a potion, which is 5% of the base amount, which is another 50. Then you have the Urn of Aggression, which is 20% of that base amount, which is 1,000, which ends up being 200. So you get additional 200 XP. So instead of having 3,050 XP, instead now you have 3,250 XP. But remember, you already had 8% before, so it's a 12% bonus, right? So essentially, the only thing you're getting is an additional 120 experience. So it was... previously, let me just go back here. It was 3,130, but now it's 3,250. 120 experience is really, really low, right? Because if you find out the 10%, right? Well, 313 is a 10% of the 3,130. And that means that the 120 experience that you're really getting is less than 5% increase, which is ridiculously low. It is way lower than you might expect in a lot of scenarios, right? And I think this is what people kind of got upset about when they saw this update. And to be fair, I mean, it really doesn't change much. When you're getting like a 3.5%, 4% experience increase, that doesn't really change anything. They say, it's to help players seeking level 100 get there a little bit faster. Well, if you have a 3 to 4% XP increase, keep in mind the Urn of Aggression doesn't activate until much later on in the game, which is the most of the time you're going to spend in the game, though. But the Urn of Aggression, assuming you're like maxing out, you're not going to get it until like your later levels, because you need to invest all those smoldering ashes into it. So you're not going to get the benefit from it early game, which means that, let's say you spend, I don't know, 30 hours getting to level 100, which if you're grinding very, very hardcore, it's very, very doable. Well, 3-4% additional experience on top of that isn't really going to save you much time. In fact, it is really not going to do basically anything. It maybe save you an hour and a half or so total time. If you're playing, let's say, for 100 hours, well, you might save like a couple hours. It does help, which is why I say it's not a bad update. It's just, I guess you could say, tone deaf, if that makes sense. So it is what it is, but I'm curious what you all think about it. I'm going to talk about the expansions that are coming to the game soon, a little bit more of a deeper dive, because I've been thinking about it the past few days, and, well, it's not actually that exciting. for some reasons, and for other reasons it is. So it's a little bit more controversial than I think that the people who are more positive about the game are thinking, but also the people who are negative. I don't think it's all doom and gloom, but you know, you can't have nuanced opinions on the internet. That's not allowed. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the XP bonus. It is live in the game. Let me know if it makes you want to play again, and I'll see you all for the next one.